Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got an absolute amazing video today. Gotham Knights has only been out about 10 days and we're already gonna talk about DLC. I'm super excited about this video. I've been waiting for this for about a week now. Gotham Knights has opened the door for so much to come in this game. I think there is so much potential. The way that the game is structured with the heroes and villains and sub-stories and side stories, I think DLC is inevitable. Getting new heroes, getting new villains, getting new missions, getting new suits, getting new weapons, all of that stuff. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna give you my prediction. Who the first hero is going to be, who the first villain is going to be for our very first DLC. If y'all are excited about this, hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to be in our first DLC, or who do you at least hope for? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that sub button. And if you're interested on becoming a member, click the join button below or go into the description, find the link. My Twitter is also in there if you're interested in that. Before we get into who's going to be standing next to our 4 Gotham Knights that we have right now, let me just say that this is all just speculation, okay? I don't know that there's going to be a DLC. I expect they're going to be. I don't know what's going to be in it. I don't have any inside information. This is just me being excited about the game, really enjoying the game, me seeing all of these clues and hints that possibly other things could be coming, and just being excited enough to want to talk about it. So yeah, let's talk about what I think could be in a DLC. Now, each DLC I think should contain one hero, one villain, a side mission, kind of like how we have Harley Quinn, Kate, Clayface, Mr. Freeze. Those sub stories. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything big. Just a nice little simple story that goes along with our hero and our villain. Also, new suits or possibly new transmogs, along with new weapons, melee and ranged. So all of those things should come in a DLC. Now, obviously, if there's a DLC, there's going to be a price tag on it. They don't have loot boxes. They probably won't update the game. They'll be a little unfortunate, but I'm certainly down. I mean, I know I'm certainly down. I don't know about everybody else. So let's jump into this by who our next Gotham Knight is going to be. There are certainly lots of possibilities, and we're going to talk about those, and then we're going to get to the one that I think it is going to be. I do also want to mention that the universe that we're going to be talking about, even though they didn't specifically say in Gotham Knights, is pretty much going to be New Earth, possibly Prime Earth. Now, if you're not aware, in the DC comics, there are multiple universes, just depending on the comics. I think it's more appropriate, and the way that Gotham Knights game is set up, I believe it's probably going to be New Earth. So that is what we are going to talk about. And I think the first thing we might want to mention is, well, other members of the Bat family, right? Every single Gotham Knight, including Batman, is part of the Bat family. Pretty much every single hero in this game is part of the Bat family. So I think that's kind of an obvious possibility. We have Huntress on the very left. We have Stephanie Brown, spoiler. We have Cassandra Cain, and we have Batwoman. Now, all of these are part of the Bat family, and all pretty decent possibilities. I would say out of all these, probably Huntress or Batwoman would probably be the most likely choice. Batgirl, Cassandra Cain was Batgirl. Stephanie Brown, which is spoiler, also becomes Batgirl. Batgirl becomes Oracle eventually. The only two that are kind of like not Batgirl is Huntress, who's always Huntress, and Batwoman, who is always Batwoman. So I think those two are possible. I think two other really strong possible choices for the Bat family is going to be Catwoman and Azrael. Now, Catwoman, well, is she good? Is she bad? You know, she started off being the villain of Batman and then became the love interest of Batman. Now, obviously, she can be both, kind of, just depending on when they do it. And maybe she's so upset that Batman dies, she comes back to Gotham and then gets involved in the Gotham Knights. and then she wants to do some good. I can see that. Yo, Azrael was trained by Batman, okay, to become the successor of Batman. But Azrael, he's a test tube baby. He's a little crazy. He went nuts and then became bad. So is he a hero? Is he a villain? I don't know. Personally, I would love to see Azrael. I think that would be awesome to be able to have him as a Gotham Knight. Don't really know, but he still fits part of the Bat family. Same with Catwoman. I think both of them are fantastic choices. Now, if you've been playing the game and paying attention to a lot of clues and reading emails and things like that that your character, your Gotham Knight gets, you will see a lot of names. Now, they don't use their superhero name, so unless you follow comics, you might not even pay attention to actually who is emailing each other. And so, for example, Nightwing, he has Coriander and Clark Kent emailing him. Well, that's Starfire and Superman. They say, hey, do you need help? You know, Nightwing is part of the Titans, which is my favorite group of superheroes in all of the comics. So I would love to see Starfire. And being that Nightwing's in the game, which is why I played Nightwing the very first time. I love the Titans. So Nightwing has those two. And then we got Robin, who has Bart Allen and Cassie Sandsmark. And that's Young Justice and the Teen Titans. Bart Allen is Flash. Cassie is Wonder Girl. And so, you know, again, they're like, hey, do you need help? We could come there. We could be there. No problem. You know, what are you doing? How are you doing? They don't maybe necessarily see a lot of action in Gotham. Not all of them anyway. So, you know, these might be little shots in the dark, but I love in this game, they tie everything together. They got those strings there. They got those, you know, clues that say, okay, well, maybe later on down the road, if we want to bring in these characters, you know what, they set the standard or the precedence or whatever it is. They put it out there that, you know what, maybe they're coming. Then we got Red Hood. Well, Red Hood has Roy Harper, which is one of my favorite Titans, who is Arsenal. Now, again, he was like Green Arrow's little sidekick, Speedy, but Arsenal is what he's best at, and being a Titan is what he's best at. So there's been, you know, some comics with Red Hood and Arsenal fighting together. And then we got Batgirl, who's received emails from Diana Prince, Dinah Lance, and Kara Danvers. Wonder Woman, Black Canary, and Supergirl. Now, we did see Supergirl and Superman both in Metropolis, both in a far city, but both talking about, hey, come here. We also have Black Canary, Dinah Lance, which feels to me like a very strong possibility. If y'all don't know, Batgirl, who becomes Oracle, starts the Birds of Prey, which include Huntress, Black Canary, and Batgirl. They have ties with each other. I love how each one of these characters have ties to, you know, everybody. Justice League, Birds of Prey, Titans, Young Justice. These are my four favorite, though. I think if I was to pick out of all of those, the ones that I would want to see, I would love to see Black Canary, the Canary Cry. Yo, that would be a sick ability. Just seeing the sound waves, you know, come across. Flash. Yo, somebody that fast, the mode of transportation. I know it'd be a little tricky, but if you could make super speed, like super speed, where it might be a little bit tough to navigate, but make him super fast. Don't even give him a little thing to fly around in. Just make him super fast. Yo, that would be so awesome. Arsenal, and then Starfire would be our very first flying person, like somebody that can actually fly, you know? And so that would be cool too. And then we have probably my number two, which is Batman. No, not the dead Batman, but this is the future state Batman. I know we were talking about New Earth and all of that stuff, but would it not be amazing if Batman did come back in the game? Well, in Future State, Batman, which is leading in Gotham City, it is run by the magistrate. It's like a state-run city in Future State. And the magistrate monitors all of Gotham. Well, Batman ends up dying in Future State. And who takes the spot is Timothy Fox. Name sounds familiar. Well, Timothy Fox is actually the son of Lucius Fox. And then he took the name of Jace Fox. So Jace Fox took over as Batman, the son of Lucius Fox, who is also in the game. I think having Batman would be amazing, but I don't think that they're ready to drop that sort of bomb. I think a Batman coming could be a very strong possibility, but I don't think for the very first DLC that they're ready to drop that bomb. That would be more of a year and a half into the game when maybe player counts are low. Let's bring in Batman. Let's bring in Jace Fox, the new Batman, and then boost up, something like that. Which now leads us on who I think is going to be the very first Gotham Knight DLC hero, and that is none other than our very own Renee Montoya. I think the pieces and everything has been completely laid out for us throughout the entire story. The fact that Renee Montoya was born in Gotham, raised in Gotham, a Gotham crime fighter, her very first case on Gotham PD was taking down Mr. Freeze with Batman. She has had interaction with almost every single superhero, every single villain that has come across. She knows who our Gotham Knights are. They let her into the Batcave. They let her come in. They introduced her to everybody. I think it feels to me that they're just setting the stage for Renee Montoya to become our next Gotham Knight. Now, I think a lot of people might be a little confused, especially if you do not follow the comics. And they're thinking, some people might be thinking, Renee Montoya, just a cop? Why is she special? She's not a superhero. She's just a policewoman. Au contraire, mon frere, or however that phrase goes, Renee Montoya is actually the question. Now, some people might not know who that is. The original question was Vic Sage, and Vic Sage isn't necessarily from Gotham. He's from a lot of places. I think he was in Metropolis as well. I think he spent some time in Gotham too, but he was originally the question, and he did all of the things that the police people couldn't do. And he used to leave this little business card, and it was completely blank. And when people touched it, a big question mark popped up. Well, he groomed Renee Montoya to become the next question. Vic Sage ends up dying from cancer, and then Renee Montoya then takes over as the question for our superhero crime fighter. And I think it's perfect. I think it's absolutely perfect. I love her as a superhero. And it just fits with everything that is going on in Gotham Knights, all the storylines, the part that she has played in this game. I think it seems only right to now take her from not only being a police detective, but to the next level. She's been in the Belfry. I don't know why I said Batcave earlier, but she's been in the Belfry. And she knows who all the superheroes are. She knows who all the Gotham Knights are. She knows Alfred. She knows everybody. So y'all are going to have to let me know what you think. Who do you want to be our very first Gotham Knight DLC? Y'all have my answer. Y'all have my prediction. I think it's going to be the question. I think they're going to take Renee Montoya and make her the first DLC. So now let's get into the villains, which again is the same thing. We're going to talk about a bunch of possibilities, and then we're going to get into who I think is going to be the first DLC character and the first sub story. There are, again, so many good options, which about this game, they just have left the door open for so much future DLC content, for so many future storylines. This game could go on for years if they wanted to. Now, granted, it would have to mean again that it costs money, but I'm certainly okay with that. And so, but anyways, let's jump into the villains. And first two villains we're gonna look at is the Talon, not a Talon, the Talon. The original Talon. We have the Court of Owls storyline. We defeated the Court of Owls in the story, but we didn't really hear anything about William Cobb, who is the original Talon. Now, I think that that is perfect. The Court of Owls had, we think we defeated the Court of Owls, but maybe we didn't. Maybe William Cobb comes out and takes over. And so I think that that is absolutely perfect. Raj is gone. Talia is gone. League of Assassins still have some sort of presence. Well, in walks Lady Shiva. Now, you might not know who Lady Shiva is, but that is, Sandra Wooson. I think she's in TV shows too. But either way, she is the mother of Cassandra Cain, or Cassie Cain, and she kind of can be good. She kind of can be bad. There was actually a time in which she switched places with Black Canary in the Birds of Prey, where she went into the Birds of Prey, and Dinah Lance, Black Canary, went and trained in wherever she was training, and figured out that there was just so much evil there that she couldn't do it, whatever, and then she came back. But Lady Shiva could be the greatest martial artist in DC history. She is that good. And so she's been bad. She's kind of been a crime fighter, but most of the time she's been bad, serving her self-interest and stuff. And I think taking over the League of Assassins, which is all about self-interest, that could be where Lady Shiva comes from. And so I think both of these would be fantastic. Now let's get into other possible choices in Batman's Rogues Gallery, which is just the collection of villains in Gotham, or villains to Batman. Now, we already have Clayface, we already have Talia, Ra's al Ghul, Penguin, Man-Bat, Mr. Freeze, and Harley Quinn, all of which are major villains to Batman. All of which play, like, they're not stretching very far when they're talking about finding villains out of all of these. These are major villains in Gotham. These are major villains to Batman. And so following that same trend, the other major villains, and some of the major villains, we got Riddler, who I think would be an amazing DLC character because of the fact that, he would put all of these puzzles and these question marks and these clues, and you would actually have to try to figure things out. I think that would be amazing. Joker, I think that would probably be just a little too obvious for me. We already had Harley Quinn. Joker's there, obviously, probably the most villainous villain of Batman, possibly. And I just don't think, again, just like with Jace Fox, it's just not ready for Joker to come into the game. I think they would have to do a couple lower level people first. Poison Ivy, I think that would be fantastic. I would love to see Poison Ivy in there. She's kind of teetered on the brink of being good, but mostly a villain, and a lot of things that she would do, especially with the plants and stuff. Yo, if they could do that in this game, I think that would be amazing. Poison Ivy would be a lot of fun. And then we have Bane, who at one point broke Batman's back. And so Batman spent a long time recovering. Also, might I mention, which just popped in my head, after Bane broke Batman's back, Lady Shiva helped Batman train and get back to health. So, yeah, all four of these definitely huge villains and definitely all good possibilities. Four other strong possible candidates for our villain in our first DLC: Scarecrow, Jonathan, Crane. I mean, a lot of our gear and equipment have to do with toxic, right? And that toxic fumes and stuff. And so I think Scarecrow obviously can play just slide right into the story with everything that goes on in the story and how the game is set up with all of that sort of toxic stuff. It just feels like it just feels like he'd be good. Killer Croc might be a stretch. We can't really go underground and we can't really go through sewers. They might have to do a lot to the actual city itself, but Killer Croc would be cool. Then we got Black Mask, which would be a lot of fun. He is a huge organized crime guy, and he would definitely be really cool. Definitely super enemies of Batman and the Wayne family in general. Same thing with Hush, Thomas Elliot. He grew up with Bruce Wayne and one of Bruce Wayne's friends as a child. Brilliant man, some neurosurgeon, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, he would be another fantastic villain to Batman and has always had a vendetta. He tried to kill his parents a long time ago, or when he was younger, and then Thomas Wayne kind of intervened and saved his mother. And well, he just resented the Wayne family ever since and has wanted to kill Batman and be against Batman and the Wayne family since then. So all four of these, again, just absolutely could be possible. But that leads us to who I think the very first DLC villain is going to be and who the story is going to be based around. And that is none other than our guy, Harvey Dent, Two-Face. Now, Harvey Dent was a district attorney in Gotham City, much like Renee Montoya is a police officer, right? She's a police officer. Harvey Dent is a district attorney, and he got acid thrown on his face. He became bad. Well, he was bad. He went insane. He was good. He was bad. Always been an enemy of Batman, and has had a lot of obvious interaction with Batman throughout the years, but even more importantly, he's had a lot of interaction with Renee Montoya and Renee Montoya as the Question. I think that Harvey Dent Two-Face just fits into this, just being that he used to be so good. He used to be in law, used to be with the city, used to be a district attorney, and then he turns villain. Renee Montoya, police officer, grew up in Gotham, has done good for so long, she becomes the superhero. It's completely laid out. And I don't know if anybody has noticed this, but they have actually talked about Harvey Dent in the news when you're at the Belfry. Like, you'd be in the Belfry and they'll talk about something and they'll mention Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent this, Harvey Dent that. Yo, the clues are there, guys. The clues are there. And so that is my prediction. Renee Montoya as the Question, Harvey Dent as Two-Face. Who do y'all think is going to be the villain for the DLC? I'm certainly excited to hear a lot of people's opinion. I'm certainly excited to hear what everybody says. This is a absolute fascinating topic for me, and I love the comics, and this game has gotten me really excited. So y'all gonna have to let me know in the comments, what do y'all think? Who do you think the new villain is gonna be? Who do y'all think the new hero is gonna be? And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about this game and really excited about the possibilities of this game. I really sincerely hope that they keep updating it and keep putting out DLC content. I honestly don't really care what it takes. Like I said, like I've played a game like Destiny 2, where even though it's free to play, they do release DLCs and it does cost money. And a lot of games that I play, like even, games like The Sims, I play The Sims, believe it or not. All of those cost DLCs cost money, and being that there's no loot boxes and they have no way for them to generate revenue, they have to be able to do it somehow. But like I said, I'm totally okay with it. If it's a good story, they got a good hero, they got a good villain, they got you know, some good suits and some good transmogs and weapons. There's a lot of potential here, guys, and there is a lot of potential for all of the heroes that could come. We could end up getting 8, 10, 12 heroes, all these villains. The possibility is there, the potential is there. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Who do y'all think it's going to be? But hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it went super long, but like I said, I love talking about this stuff and I love speculating. So let me know in the comments what y'all think, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed and had a good weekend. Like I said, hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed, and sub if you're new. If you're interested in the memberships and supporting the channel that way, join button or the link in the description. I'll see y'all next time, guys. Y'all take it easy. We're out. Peace.